So today we're going to cover the concept of completing the square in solving for x. And the app that we're going to use is Math42. Math42 is a free app that you can download on the iTunes store. So once you've opened the app, this is the interface that you're going to see, where you can input different equations and expressions. And in the top left, you can select this drop-down menu where it saves all the different equations that you've used. So let's go ahead and complete the square for this first one. So we have x squared plus 14x minus 49 equals 0. And once you've inputted this equation, it gives you different suggestions. So let's solve the equation for x. Now, and they'll give you step-by-step instructions on what we've done to solve for x. Now, before we can complete the square, we need to isolate the variables onto one side of the equal sign. So we add 49 to both sides. And you actually can maximize this and see that we add 49 to both sides of the equation. Now, once we've done that, we have x squared plus 14x equals 49. There's actually a direct relationship between the coefficient of the linear term and the constant. And this relationship is the coefficient, so 14 divided by 2 squared. So you need to make sure you do that to both sides. So we do 14 divided by 2 squared. Make sure we do it to the other side. And once you've done that, you'll get x plus 7 squared, because we can actually factor x plus 14x plus 14 over 2 squared, which is 49. So after we've done that, we solve for x. And how can we solve for x here? We need to take, well, let's open it up. Apply the inverse operation. Something that's really cool here is if we can't remember what an inverse operation is, we actually can select it and say, oh, if the unknown of an equation is contained in a function, the inverse function is applied to isolate the unknown. So basically what students have here is an entire textbook offered to them, because if they can't remember what completing the square is, they can go through it and read about it and then remember, oh yeah, this is what completing the square is. So let's go back down here. So we take the inverse operation of squaring. So what's the inverse operation? Good, the square root. So we take the square root of both sides. So we have the square root of x plus 7 squared equals the square root of 98. So square root of x plus 7 squared becomes x plus 7 equals square root of 98. However, remember when we take the square root, it can either be plus or minus. So after we've created our two equations, then we go through and solve for x. So x is equal to 2.9 and x is equal to negative 16.9. Now a lot of students might think, what exactly do these values mean to us? So another useful tool in Math42 is you can go up here to the graph and actually show them on the graph where this function crosses the x-axis. So here the orange is our x-axis. So it crosses the x-axis at negative 16.9, and it also crosses at 2.9. So let's go ahead and do another one. Let's do x squared plus 8x minus 20 equals 0. So let's solve the equation for x, separate the terms, then we complete the square. How do we complete the square again? Let's go ahead and look at it. Oh yeah, then we can read about it. Oh yeah, we take b, which is our coefficient of our linear term, b here, divided by 2 squared. So then let's open this up. Oh yeah, so it's 8 divided by 2 squared. Make sure we do it to both sides. Then we create two statements because we're taking the square root of both sides, and we solve for x. So x is equal to 2 and x is equal to negative 10. Hey, look at that. Crosses at negative 10 and 2. Another really useful tool for students is if they're studying for a test or just wanting to train their math skills a little bit better, they can take these different tests. So you can select a medium test and go through and solve this. And if they can't really remember, they just guess, oh, I got it wrong, they can actually go here and show solution and simplify and go step by step on how to solve each equation. So like we said, there's actually a textbook within this app. The last really cool feature is there's 4 different languages that are offered. There's English, Spanish, German, and French. So you can actually use this app for non-English speaking students. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial on Math 42 and completing the square, and I hope you continue to use this app. Thanks.